Christopher Dring is a master manipulator. There's no doubt about it. The guy is a press man. He's got a website to grow. He's got eyes that he needs to pull towards his reporting. Hence, he's doing the thing that news agencies would do. You see, news sells on three things: change, controversy, and conflict. And Christopher Dring has realized that Xbox is controversial at any rate, and things that Xbox does that is cast upon by the PlayStation fanboy talking head is ammunition to get views and bait people to his platform or his stories. In the last 19 hours, look at the dross that has basically gone around. The gamer writes, turns out Game Pass might not be profitable, as Xbox apparently doesn't include development cost of first-party games. If you just go ahead and look, just this you see this? India 100. Xbox and PC Game Pass might not actually be profitable for Microsoft. B-Boom. Xbox Game Pass might not be profitable after all. VG Charts. Microsoft says Game Pass is profitable. Claims don't include first-party cost. Toy News Online. Game Pass may not be profitable as Microsoft claims. This has eventually gone ahead to clarify his statement. It did it last time. Remember last time when he came out with this? I don't even remember what it was. And then all of a sudden, he just clearly enough for the news cycle to go out, bro came out and said, okay, I need to clarify something. First, Xbox Game Pass is profitable. Do you know how many people have been falling over themselves over this Xbox is profitable thing? There are people that were saying, fire all of them. I saw you. I saw y'all on Twitter. I saw you guys on Twitter. I was looking and going, oh my gosh, look at this guy playing these people back and forth. Even when you factor in the lost sales for its first-party teams, sources who would know have told me. Let's go back and assess what this guy put out yesterday. Look at it. It was July 6th. Sorry. So costs associated with Game Pass business is fees paid to third parties, marketing, service costs, and by that measure, it's profitable. What they don't count is a lost revenue that Xbox's first-party studios are seeing as a result of the service. I have to imagine if first-party studios receive similar compensation, which already is just a silly claim, why would the first-party studio receive compensation like the third-party studios do? How does that make any sense? You mean to tell me that Coalition is going to basically go ahead and start pitching a game for Xbox to give them a Game Pass deal, or they'd have to pitch the game so that they greenlight the game, so that they fund the game from their coffers where they fund their first-party games, third-party revenue, profits, margins. Those things are there in the book. That profitability might not be correct. And then he said, I asked for clarification on the Game Pass profitable claim and was told no first-party costs are included. This is weird. And then bro's coming out here and said, over 18 months ago, I checked with Xbox about what's included in Game Pass P&L. Basically, I was looking to see if Game Pass's costs factor in the impact to unit sales of their internal studios. You are basically reaching. That's what you're doing. I was told that first-party games have their own P&L. Of course, that's what the entire internet was telling you yesterday. And you quietly dropped this thing and disappeared into, the ether. Bro walked straight into the sunset, let the entire news cycle lose its mind, and then came back later. A lot of you are fools. I just have to say it. Oh my gosh, the wise. Oh, when you're playing. Proverbs 14:15 says, the simple believes everything, but the prudent gives thought to his steps. One version says, only simpletons believe everything they're told. That's literally how it goes. Some of you actually need a bone of skepticism in your bodies, man. I gotta tell you, you guys are so impressionable. It's astounding. Are we dealing with adults here, or are these children that are actually having these discussions? Because If we're dealing with adults, then my tone is appropriate. I am not holding back. Take the L's. Take these verbal punches. Because some of you really, really need to go back and reassess what in the world makes you believe all these things without even assessing them. Is there a deep-seated bias that you have, or is there some envy or a problem you got with Xbox gamers and Game Pass that they're paying less money than you? Does that upset you that you bought a place? Go trade your PlayStation in, or go get you a used Series S or a used Series X. You'll be able to get access to all these things, or get a PC. Why the fighting? He said, I was told that Game Pass first party games have their own P&L separate to Game Pass as they make money via other means. Anybody with a brain would have known that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even when I was making the video yesterday, I was saying it, PlayStation fanboys, PlayStation fanboys, PlayStation fanboys. They don't listen. Once you say something negative about Xbox, they run rabidly with no. It's wild. I told Joel, I said, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales right now is in PlayStation Plus's essential. I said essential extra tier. Do you see it? So how would PlayStation factor in the lost sales of this in that? They won't do it. They'll treat Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales as its own profitable entity based on its sales and other things associated with it. Are you tracking along? So the subscription costs and the subscription fees, a game like this, they would love for the game to basically break even, make sales, and then put it into the subscription service to attract people. Xbox, on the other hand, is doing it up front and then selling the games on other platforms. I said this in my video yesterday. He said, I felt this piece of internal accountancy might mean Game Pass is profitable, but it sure does put pressure on the margins for its internal games, possibly means some studios don't make as much profit or any profit at all. Okay, that happens. Games get, botched in their launch. Marketing is not good. People don't want to play the game. Look at Lego Horizon Adventures. Look at Concord. Look at, Mind's Eye. This happens across the board. What's new here, Mr. Dring? That doesn't actually matter in real terms, but seeing the impact Game Pass was having on first-party games and the amount of money Xbox was spending on its studios, how do you know how much they're spending? They don't give that data. I wanted to check if the full impact of the service was being considered in their Game Pass is profitable line. Why didn't you just say this immediately? This was before Xbox started publishing fully on PS5. Studios can now make stronger margins on premium sales as a result of that move. Did bro not think about, this is why I said, those of you who ran with this stuff, the news agencies that jumped on this, look at this thing basically on Reddit, on the subreddit games. It's weird. It's weird. I just can't imagine. This is so wild. At least, thankfully, there were people on the gamer subreddit that called the BS out and pointed that some people were just not reading properly what he said. Now he wants to clarify. And a lot of you are looking like you just got told that they're unicorns and you believed it. But regardless to all that, sources have reached out to tell me that even when you include, can you look at the update? When you include lost revenue associated with first party, party games, not just unit sales, but microtransactions, Game Pass is still profitable. So that's great, right? Tony Hawk's is out. Let's get back to that. Let me tell you something. Christopher Dring, when he was asked, why do we care? He said, I get why I do. Because I'm a business journalist, but I really don't understand why gamers do. Christopher Dring, I don't think you're a business journalist. No, I think you're a propagandist. I calculated, based on a model that I fomented myself, I'm not a business analyst. I'm not a business journalist. I'm not even a mathematician. Like, I struggle at math. And even I was able to go ahead and take just some deductive numbers. Let me give you the numbers. $12 a month on average, Game Pass Ultimate / Game Pass Score subscriber. Jam it all up together. Multiply by 34 million. Add a specific X number, which would account for Game Pass PC growth, which has been reported at 30% added. Throw in 45% spending. Give yourself any number for PC subscriptions that was reported. When you come up with that number, you will, on a conservative level, be at $4 billion a year. Phil Spencer is on record saying that they spend over $1 billion on third-party content for Game Pass. Give that over $1 billion anything you want, from 1.1 to $1.9 billion, and you'll see that there's still a $2 billion margin unaccounted for. If Xbox has $1 billion of expenses to run Game Pass and market and all that, which I think that's insane. I don't think they do that. If they spent $1 billion on Game Pass marketing, Game Pass will have way more subs. Ask Destiny and Activision's budget. Even if they take that remaining $1 billion that is there and spend it on first-party games, and if you look at the number of first-party games launched this year, even if you factor in all their development costs and their break-even point and their sales, you still have margin in Game Pass. Even if you don't know the numbers, even if you guessed and throw darts at the wall, you still find out that Game Pass has margin left over after all these expenses. Anyone could have done that. Anyone. I'm a dummy, and I was able to figure that stuff out. Do you see this, guys? This is exactly why I've told you that we are absolutely cooked. There are people who went to bed thinking Game Pass is not profitable. They are. They are. You got to take whatever this guy says with a grain of salt, man. I'm telling you, 18 months ago, he already knew that the P&L of Game Pass, right, was different from the P&L of the first-party games. He was already aware of the fact. 18 months ago, what games were sold outside of the Xbox ecosystem? Every Xbox game. They're all on Steam. They didn't need to go to PlayStation. You see how you got baited? Do you see how you got baited? Yeah. Learn. Learn from this. PlayStation fanboys. Save your money and your attention to sensible conversations. I gotta go, man. I got the kids needing my attention. Thanks for watching. Peace out.